Good evening. Welcome everyone to this session. We're going to be having a short workshop on social entrepreneurship and how to come up with ideas. This session will be recorded so that those who will be probably joining us later and those who are not able to join, they'll be able to access this session. So before I start, I'd like to welcome Madam Esther. Maybe can share something.
Good evening to you too, and thanks for inviting me. Happy to be here. I think you can start and then I can come in once we have set the pace for the meeting.
Okay. So as you know, we'll be participating in on-campus program activities. It's one of the very first steps undertaking the Hult Prize competition. And through these sessions, you'll be going through mentorship and training programs as you work towards building your project to be a business-oriented solution. So today's session is on social entrepreneurship and ideation. And in our agenda, we'll be trying to understand what social entrepreneurship is. What do you require in order to become a social entrepreneur? What are the tools and methods that you can use to generate ideas, and the strategies and tips to build a team? And we'll be having a very fast task to all projects and project leads to come up with their ideas and refine them and prepare a short pitch which will be presented next week. So maybe, I'm not sure, Madam Esther, did you have slides on social entrepreneurship, or maybe I can use the ones that I have?
Sorry, you can use your own slides, although I was talked through, so I have what I have prepared on the side, but I won't be sharing my slides.
You can do that actually.
Mm-hmm.
You can take us through the first session on maybe what social entrepreneurship is and what it takes to become a social entrepreneur. So you can just
Oh,
use these ones.
okay.
Okay.
Uh, when we talk about social entrepreneurship, I'm sure I've looked through the profile of the participants and I know they have been innovating around what they think is best or the product they think they will change lives. And when we talk about social entrepreneurship, we try to embark on a journey into the world of solving problems that affect our societies. Social entrepreneurship harnesses or focuses on driving positive change and equipping the society with solutions for the problems they have. Let me give a short story of someone called Maya. Maya was the founder of Green Harbor, which is a social enterprise that whose goal is on promoting environmental sustainability and combating pollution. So when you look already at what she focuses on, are things that the society is struggling with. How do we promote environmental sustainability? How do we ensure our rivers are clean? How do we ensure that we have trees around us? How do we ensure that there's no pollution around us? And that was her main focus. About 20, 30 years ago. So she focused on transforming cities into greener, healthier places for everyone. And like all of us dream when we see things go wrong in our society and say, I wish I can solve this, or I'm working on solving things. But sometimes we get stranded on who do we talk to, where do we begin, how do we get this problem solved? Sometimes you think of our political society and say, hey, I can't even dare that because whoever is involved in this is the main politician or has good money, will corrupt everyone in the system and have their way out. But she worked tirelessly to develop innovative solutions. And that's where solar panels began. If you have read about the stories about solar panels, why do we have to keep using electricity, burning fuels to generate electricity, where the sunlight can give us enough light to even light during the night? So her successes on bringing about groundbreaking initiative is now leading to what we are enjoying across the globe. So when you talk about social entrepreneurship, we're not thinking about people in our houses, people only in the small communities we live in, but innovations that can lead to a changing the entire world. However small or however big it is, but we look at initiating projects, initiating innovations that provide solutions, especially to things we can think about clean water solutions, renewable energy solutions, sustainable agricultural practices, things that affect the common people in our societies. And in this drive, we think of it as blending entrepreneurial spirit with a mission to benefit the greater good. Most Africans, I would say, they would start businesses to make money, to make a living out of it, but not really focused on the greater good of everyone. For them, it's to make money and they go. But when you talk of social entrepreneurship, it lives beyond you. And the main mission is to benefit the greater good. And I believe one of the missions for the Hult Prize competition is to make us feel that we are capable, we have the power to drive positive change in our community and the world at large. And the focus is to equip you with knowledge to become a trailblazer in this dynamic field. It doesn't have many people, by the way. And the many and the few who are there, we can tell you that social, we can point them and we can tell what they are doing. And you can be one of them. So when you're looking at becoming a social entrepreneur, you can go to the next slide. You identify a need. And you say, look around you. Look around your community. Listen to people's struggles. And from it, you can be able to identify the unmet needs that spark your passion. When you identify that unmet need, then do your research. We say nothing good comes out of nothing. You must put your hard work into it. So dive into depth research. Dive deep into the issue that you have identified. Understand its root causes. That is, identify what brings its existence. Then explore the existing solutions. And after that, identify the unique solution that you feel can change this problem and provide a proper solution to it. And you don't stop there. You then need to compile or to craft a vision, a compelling vision. I would call it a mini version of a pitch for your project. And in the vision, you just need to articulate your idea clearly, highlight its potential, impact, and its feasibility. So this is the problem. We have a problem of water and sanitation in Nairobi. People drain all their sewer lines into the only river in the town. And say, this is how I'm going to solve it. Begin with simple initiative like create awareness to those involved in doing the wrong things. Provide a solution for them. Maybe build a less costly sewer line. Maybe collect the waste and then drive them to the proper places. Outline how you are likely to achieve that. And say this solution is going to impact on this 1, 2, 3. We'll have cleaner environment, we have clean water, we'll have a fresh water, a fresh river flowing. These are the benefits. These are the people who are going to be affected. Or these are the people who are going to reap the benefits of this project. Clearly outline your idea, highlight its potential impact and feasibility. Sometimes we dream big dreams, but the focus of a social entrepreneur is a dream that is achievable. What you feel can't be achieved, it's not feasible. Focus on that aspect that you can achieve. From there, you need to then develop a sustainable business model. And that means out of the project you are creating or your idea you are having, have a model that outlines how your business is going to be sustainable. In simple terms, you're talking about where will you get money to sustain the project. So create a plan that generates income while achieving your social goals. We said we're emerging entrepreneurs with the benefits to the greater good. So you've got to make money for your business, but still achieve your social goal. And to be able to do this, you need to master the finance, the marketing, and your team management. To ensure that whatever initiative you're drawing, you are able to generate revenue for your business, you are able to sustain your team, and you're able to make people know the product that you are offering. And there are various ways that you can use. I think you went too far. You can go back a bit. Back again before you go to the methods and tools to generate the ideas. Yeah, that is where I still wanted to remain. So what takes you to become a social entrepreneur? You've got to have, apart from what I have mentioned, I want to emphasize on honing your skill sets. Honing your skill sets. Mastering essential skills like communication, marketing, finance, and team management. After that, you've got to have skills like self-discovery. And this talks more of like being able to guide audience through introspection, to self-reflect, so that you can be able to identify your passion, values, and skills that are relevant to social impact. Problem identification and idea generation, so that you're able to look at the tools. So you got to introduce various methods and tools to brainstorm and refine potential social enterprise ideas. And another important aspect is for you to be able to develop a business plan. And this encompasses what I have mentioned earlier. Your mission, your target audience, your value proposition, your marketing strategy, and financial projection, which will be covered when building a pitch. On methods or tools that you can use to generate ideas, there are so many of them. So many of them. Before I go to design thinking and others, simply brainstorming. Anytime you go to a group of people, you listen to them, they give good ideas, they evaluate things, they can do a postmortem of a problem, and out of it, you can come up with an idea of what you want to do. And when brainstorming, there are many tools you can use: mind mapping, brain writing, among others. Then we have design thinking. And I'm sure you've come across a design thinking framework. If not, I will be able to share a framework for design thinking. And this helps you to empathize with users. So when you're developing a solution, do you think who will be the users? Do you think who to partner with if you can't reach the users directly? And this helps you define the problems by creating, iterating solution. Keep going back to the user, get more feedback, more of like prototyping. That's how design thinking kind of works. But this allows you to put a whole map of the problem and the solution that you are proposing, including its impact and effect into the expected users or the people who are likely to be stakeholders of your innovation. Lean startup, and this helps you validate your assumptions, build a minimum viable product, or what we call the MVP, and measure results and learn from them. So when you talk about lean, in simple terms, it avoids a lot of wastage. Get what you need exactly. Leave the side shows. Focus on one item, ensure it is lean until you're able to provide an MVP, a minimum viable product. In the process of building the product, of course, there is a lot of iterations and there is data that you will collect. You will do away with one item, one prototype because it is not having enough information, or it's not including needs of this particular set of users. You will put down all the reasons in that process, and the data that you collect is what will help you measure your results, acceptability, usability, among others. Closely related to Lean Canvas, and with Lean Canvas, this helps you map out key elements of your business models. We talked of value proposition. What value is your product bringing? This could be to different segments of customers. This is my value proposition to whoever can be supplying. This proposition to whoever could be a customer. Proposition to probably whoever can be the end user. So the value propositions cut across different kind of stakeholders. And with a Lean Canvas, you are able to say, this is my stakeholder one, this is how they are going to be affected by my product, this is how they are going to benefit, this is the value it's going to bring, either in terms of money or in terms of other forms. I'm going to invest this kind of money. This is the amount of money I'm going to be generating per month. This is the target per year. This is the target in the next 2 years. In the next 5 years, I'm seeing myself. And this information is what makes someone looking at your information see its value. These are not figures you just sit and put. Your measures that you've been collecting throughout the problem, the innovation, the measures that you collect from other similar kinds of innovation that have been launched in the market, helps you tell where that this is exactly or some bit close to that you're going to generate within a specific period of time. So when you launch a website, what is going to be your revenue streams? And I can also share a template of a Lean Canvas that you can use to be able to generate ideas. This is the idea. I see this idea going this far. I see this idea generating this amount of money for these users or for these directors of this company. And over this period, project that it will grow and will introduce other revenue stream. And by the end of 5 years, we'll be able to have invested this much and generated this much revenue. That information needs to be very clear when you come up with, when coming up with ideas that you feel that are going to be of social impact. You can go to the next slide. Sometimes I feel building a team comes early. And early means that when you share your idea with someone and you feel they're buying into your idea, then you start thinking that that's the team to bring on board. I keep telling the story of Jack Ma. And when he was in very young and he was having this idea of starting an e-commerce site, not many people saw it come reality. They presented their ideas, they made many pitches. And from a team of about 5 who were co-directors with him, 4 of them fell out along the process. The story of one lady, she tried to beg because she was very important to the team. She was very core to the team. And he begged her to stay, but she said, there's no way we are going with this thing. Me, I'm out of it. But look at Jack Ma and Alibaba, where they are today. I definitely feel that whoever left feel like they should have come back or stayed much longer. So it is important to look for people who share your vision, who are willing to die for the vision that you hold. If you have to recruit a team, you must seek complementary skills. Don't bring people on, don't onboard people who have the same skill as you. So you know you are a programmer, don't onboard a programmer. Onboard a product designer. So have diversity among your team. One is good at this, the other one is good at that, the other one is, that's the only way you can complement each other. When you find an obstacle I can't solve, then you are there to solve it. Having clear roles and responsibility for each team member is also very important. That you are in as a communications manager, have clear roles of what you're supposed to be doing as a team. This avoids crossing and finding yourself duplicating roles or doing the same thing that someone else is doing. As much as there are different roles for each member, it is important to have a team coordinator, a team leader, who is able to resolve conflicts within the team, who is able to coordinate the teams, who is supposed to command, who can be able to command, and people are able to listen. But sometimes when everything is trivial, it's where's where's you do this, or you, sometimes it's not possible. So when you form those teams and you have a team leader, I would expect the rest of the team members to listen and the team leader to guide properly. And when you are the team leader, then you need to provide feedback and recognition and also motivate the team. You're the person who is likely to calling up people, oh, Diane, I haven't seen your work. I haven't seen your submission. Are you having a challenge? Not like you are late, I'm going to penalize you. You know, proper communication to the team. Learn the team members, their weaknesses, their strengths, know who needs what kind of motivation, who needs the other kind of motivation. So leading a team is also not an easy task, but you need to be a good team leader. Networking is also essential. Encourage your team to network, to connect with others, and especially when it comes your product or the project you have chosen. Let's say it's about water and sanitation. Your team member, encourage them to connect with other people who have similar ideas, who are trying to solve solutions or to bring out about solutions to kind of a similar issue. Having mentors or potential collaborators. Allow them to go out there and find people they can collaborate with so that they're able to bring good results on the table. Among all, building trust is key. Isikuwe ni ile huyu ako kwa timu yangu lakini sioni kama atadeliver. Huyu kwa timu yangu lakini ile kitu wanafanya sioni kama itasaidia. So you are tempted to have another side project. In case the other one fails, mimi naweza chomoa. So it's about sitting together, agreed on your shared values and passion, and also agreeing that for us to move forward, we need you to do 1, 2, 3, the other person to do 1, 2, 3, agree on principles, agree on guidelines on how you want to complete your project. And it's also important for a person who feels they can't be able to contribute or do something to say, I'm not able to do 1, 2, 3, so that you're able to get help from your team members who can either guide or take up the activity when you are reassigned to an activity that you can do better. So also forcing someone to take an activity you're not sure they can do can also lead to failure of the project. So setting all these things clear from the beginning, it is important. And I think those are my comments regarding to the Hult Prize Social Entrepreneur competition. But just to encourage, it is important for you to embrace your inner social entrepreneurship abilities. So search deep within yourself. Do you think you are able to provide that life-changing innovation? Then take concrete steps towards building your impactful venture. I always say, if others have done, who are we not to do it? It's all about believing in ourselves. I'm sure you know the founder of ALX. Who is he? Anyone who knows the founder of ALX? You don't know him? Okay, I'll leave you to go do that. Sometimes we think a small idea we have can't see the light of the day, but if we take the proper steps, yeah, by name, yes, I only want the name. The simple steps that we take can change lives. So I will heavily discourage from thinking things that are beyond achievement. Look around you. There are enough problems that you, no, not Fabrice. Look around you. There are a lot of things that you can change, and that is what, yes, correct, Josephat. That is what can help you grow from the small innovation you have, the small innovation that you have, to being able to make impact in the wider society. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope it's just the beginning.
Okay, thank you. That was a really good session. I hope we all got to learn something about social entrepreneurship today. That was a really, we got to learn a lot, and we're grateful that you're here with us today. So it's up to us, the young minds to take action and build social impact projects and startups so that we can be able to deliver on our goals. So for now, usually you covered everything. The only thing that probably we could add on, but before we go to that, we need to see if anyone has any questions. Anyone who has a question, any feedback? Brian, Moses. Yes, Brian, go ahead.
I have a question. Am I audible?
Yes.
It might not be directly related, but when are the final submissions of our? When are the final submissions due on like the pitch deck and also like a pitch video? When is the final? Is it the end of the month, or is there like an extension of the same submissions on the Hult Prize website?
Okay. So for submissions, currently it's the most urgent one is the one for the pre-registration, where you need to fill the form with your team members and the name of your project and your school. So that's the one that you have to submit before the end of it. I think it's by the 10th of February, right? So you have to submit it, and I'll give you a link to that. And then for preparing pitches and slides and all that, this is something that you should be doing, given that we'll be having a session where you'll be pitching your idea in the final event for the on-campus program. So we will be taking you through the process. The pitch deck has to be very short, limited to 10 slides that cover the basic items in your project. And we will show you how to come up with a structure for that. You'll also be required to fill in the project abstract, but before you fill that, you need to have a general idea of the different items in your particular project. And that is why we will be having a session on the lean canvas. It's good to fill in the lean canvas because one, you get a better idea of what your project is about. Two, you get to question all the assumptions in your project. And then you'll be able to now fill in those critical questions that have been captured in the abstract before you upload it. So for the submission of the project abstract, that is something that you'll do as the very final part of the submission process. And then on the 17th, Hult Prize will be announcing how we'll be able to submit the winning team for the on-campus programs from each university. So they'll send all the requirements, any documentation if it's needed, we will notify you. But for now, during the on-campus programs, our job is to guide you and help you prepare these materials early. And the reason for that is because once you have these materials ready, like your pitching, a short executive summary of your project or business, regardless of which event that comes up or which opportunity that comes up to meet stakeholders or investors, you already have an idea of what your project is, where it is going, and you have documentation, proof that this is work that you have done. And then the other item that we were supposed to discuss was the the pitching. So we'll be having a short pitch next week, but this pitch won't have judges. We'll be having a peer review. So you come up with a short pitch, make it as short as 3 minutes, just the general idea of your project, what it is, what problem it's solving, who is it going to help, the SDG, and yeah, how you're going to make profit out of it. So those are like the 5 things that you can look into when you're making your pitch. So don't get too complicated with the projects. Make them as simple as possible. The main idea of Hult Prize is to check for solutions that are brought by students that are actually driving impact in communities. So if you have a platform, for example, for helping young people or women access to micro service loans and things like that. If you're able to have some traction, maybe you say that this number of young people or this number of women have already taken up my project or idea. They'd like to be getting our services, right? So if you're able to show that, yes, I have this idea, but at the same time, I've already made an effort to have conversations with my potential customers, right? And show them the idea, how it works and how it would benefit them. And you're able to get traction much earlier. Because you don't have to have a fully fledged product to build traction. And this is something that I've been learning throughout as I build my projects as well. You start by meeting users, showing them a small demo. It can be a photo or some slides that just give a general idea of how your platform works. And then you can onboard people, you can let them subscribe to your newsletters. That's why it's important to have someone in your team who does communications. You have to be able to at least show the impact or how far your project has reached. So you need to have like short milestones. So for submissions, majorly start doing them as soon as possible. So you can even start today. Start working on the documents that have been shared. There's the lean canvas that maybe Madam Esther can share a template of that. Then there's a canvas called the Javelin Experiment Board. This is something that I'll share. It's really good when you're trying to test assumptions for your project. It gives you a good way to break down your ideas and make sure they are as lean as possible. Okay. And then remember, when you are working on your projects, you're not just working to participate or to compete in such events or competitions. You're building these projects to create opportunities for yourself and for others that are around you. So as much as you're working on them now, work with the aim to win. But also, even when this competition is done and dusted, don't let your ideas or projects just die down. Keep working on them, keep making updates. If there's any support you need, feel free to ask the people who are around you. At our school, we have the incubator, that's ISET. So if you have any questions or maybe you need support, resources, and guidance, you can feel free to stop by at ISET. Madam Esther maybe can talk more about ISET and how it works. But if you need any support, just feel free to ask. We are here for you. So unless there's any other question. The next session will be on pitching, and before that session, you'll be required to complete a task, and that task is simply coming up with a short pitch. So this weekend, your task is just a short pitch. You don't have to write like you don't have to like prepare slides now. Just come up with like probably a 1-paragraph pitch that's made up of 5 sentences or less that can describe your idea. That's it. Because this is a peer review, or you'll be asked questions. People who have, usually when you do an elevator pitch, and this is a program that we'll be doing much later. When you do the elevator pitch, it's very short, and the idea behind it is to give the investor sort of suspense in terms of trying to learn more about your project or idea. And so if you're able to communicate your idea in the shortest time possible, just know that that project is something that is worth the $1 million that is being catered for in this award. So just keep working on your projects, be attending the sessions. These sessions that are recorded, we'll be posting them on our YouTube channel for the club, so you can review them later if you need any information. We'll be sharing the links to the important documentation, like the lean canvas, the project abstract, the Javelin experiment board. So we'll be sharing that here on the Teams, and also we'll be sharing that on our WhatsApp communities. So unless there's anything else, maybe Madam Esther, something that you want to add on.
Just to thank the members who've been able to come. I'm sure you also said that the link is going to be available. But we can also spend some time as the officials of as the coordinators for the program to try and reach as many as possible. I will also request our social media persons to share the poster on our social media platforms. I think the other ones have already been printed. We can collect them and have them hanged on the notice boards on Monday. And I believe we are on for a good cause and it shall be well. Thank you. Regarding matters of Isaac, yes, myself, Samuel Kinudia, are there to support Isaac Hub members on any support, any problem they may be experiencing or any support they may be requiring. And we will be having our incubation program running from April next year after conducting an ideas festival. So whoever will be part of the members who will be able to be incubated, and we're still working to organize that program. When it becomes a reality, then I'll be able to let you people know, and so that you can be able to start preparing for its launch and implementation. For now, from me, thanks so much, and we look forward to a successful semester. All the best.
Thank you, Madam Esther. So unless there's any other questions or maybe contributions, so I guess that's it for today. Have a good weekend and good luck forming the teams and working on your projects. I'll see you guys next week.